Hello, and welcome back. In today's video, we will see how to install the PasswordLab Server from the DigitalOcean Marketplace with a DigitalOcean-managed database. Before we start the installation, we need a DigitalOcean account, a valid PasswordLab license, and SMEP login details for the emails. After logging in to the DigitalOcean, we will land on the project page. I already have my project created, but if you don't have any project, DigitalOcean will recommend that you create one. So go ahead and create one of your own. First, we need to create a droplet to hold our software. To do that, navigate to the droplet page by clicking the Create button at the top right-hand side. Here, we need to choose the droplet location. Let's select the location near our user. Then, we will see the DigitalOcean Data Center option. I am picking New York Data Center 3, but you can select any data center of your choice. In the Choose an Image section, I will click on the Marketplace tab and search for PasswordLab. Here it is. Let's click on the PasswordLab. After clicking on PasswordLab, DigitalOcean will show you the option to add a managed database. Just ignore this option for now. I will cover this later in this video. Next, we have the droplet server size. You can choose any one, but I am going ahead with the smallest one to show that our software works exceptionally well even in the smallest compute size. Next is the authentication method. I want my server to have a passwordless SSH login, so I choose my preferred public key. However, you can choose the password option if you want the root password emailed to you when the droplet is fully created. Then click on the Metrics Monitoring checkbox. This service is free and helps us to check various droplet resource metrics. The last one on the list is the host name. I am writing PasswordLab N1, but you are free to write anything. It's time to create the droplet by clicking the Create Droplet button. DigitalOcean has started creating the droplet with all the necessary software and operating systems. Great! The droplet creation is completed. Let's create a managed database to store all of our data. The beauty of a managed database is that we don't need to perform maintenance, such as database software upgrades, applying security patches, or taking database backups. DigitalOcean will take care of everything. Let's click on the Create button at the top right of the screen, and then click on Databases. Here, we need to choose the data center region. Mine is already selected based on the choice I made while creating the droplet, but you must make sure that you chose the same data center in which your droplet was created. Next, we need to pick the database engine. Let's select MySQL from the list. After that, we need to choose the database configuration. DigitalOcean gives us lots of options based on different use cases. I am selecting Basic CPU option, but you can choose any database configuration type that meets your needs. The last option is to type the unique database cluster name. I am typing PasswordLab, but you can name it anything. Finally, we will click the Create Database Cluster button to start the database cluster setup as per our chosen configuration. This step takes some time. Hence, please wait until the database cluster is fully deployed. Now that my database cluster is fully deployed and ready, let's click on the Users and Databases tab to create a new database and database user, which we will use with our software. Here, I will type the database username of my choice and click the Save button, which will create a new database user for us. After that, we will go down and type the database name. I am writing plab, but you are free to name your database anything. Next, we will go to the Overview tab and secure our database cluster by restricting access. Right now, our database cluster is open for all incoming connections. Let us limit it by only allowing our droplet to connect to it. Let's add our droplet to the trusted source. This will restrict our database cluster to communicating with our droplet only. That completes our Manage Database part. Let's go to the droplet page and start our final software configuration. From our droplet row, click the Get Started icon and then click the Quick Access to PasswordLab button. This will open the PasswordLab configuration page on the new tab. Let's start the final configuration by agreeing to the terms and conditions. Next is the place where I'm going to enter my valid PasswordLab license details. If you don't have a license, you can buy one using the Buy a New License button. Now it's time to enter the database details. We will use the database login details from the DigitalOcean-managed database page. Let's check DigitalOcean's databases page for the correct database connection details. To secure our communication between the database and droplet, let's select VPC Network in the connection details section. This option will establish the private network connection between our droplet and the database cluster. After that, select our newly created user and database for PasswordLab software. This will show the correct database login details. Once we have the correct database login details, we can copy them to our installation page and click the Next button. Next, we will enter the SMTP login details. Our software will use this email account to send users 2 FA codes and notifications. Here, we will create an administrator account. This account will manage the entire software and its users. Later, we will use this account to onboard our team members. Here, I will enter the OTP I received on the admin email address I provided in the previous step. This is the crucial step. At this step, the software creates the master vault protected by the master key. The master key is mathematically divided into 5 pieces, and we need at least 3 key pieces to unlock the master vault. To receive the 5 key pieces, enter the email addresses of the 5 trusted individuals. I am entering the same email address for all 5 key piece holders. Still, we highly advise you to provide 5 different email addresses. Now, let's sit back and let the software do its magic. The software is now creating a database, vault, administrator account, and other essential stuff for us. Excellent. The configuration is completed. Now, we need to restart the PasswordLab service so that the configuration takes effect. Let's quickly log in to the server via SSH with the root user to restart the PasswordLab service. Here, the service is restarted and the status is active, which means everything is good. We can also go to the browser to see the PasswordLab software. We also need to stop the database server created inside our compute server. Because we are using a DigitalOcean-managed database, the database server installed inside the droplet during the droplet creation is no longer required. Hence, we can stop that database service to save some resources. Finally, our software is ready to use. Here, we can see the server is waiting for 3 key pieces. Let's enter the first one. For the demo, I have all 5 key pieces with me. Remember that these are the same key pieces we received via email while we were doing the installation. I will enter key pieces in random order for the demo's sake. And finally, the last one, you can see the master vault is unlocked and users can now log in. Let's quickly do a login to confirm everything is good. I'll enter my email address here, then my password. Now, I will enter the 2-factor code I received via email. And finally, we are in. I hope you enjoyed our installation walkthrough. You can also check our docs for a more detailed explanation. See you in the next video.